everybody. I'm a little early, so we'll give everybody a few minutes to jump in. Off the wall, good to see you. That angle looking a little better? Anybody out there give me a 5x5? Look okay? Sound okay? Thank you, Nanya. Appreciate that. Evening shift kicker. It might be a little interesting watching. Just got your emails, Candy. Appreciate that. I replied. Like I said, we'll give it a few more minutes, and while we're waiting on a few people to come in, and since it is prepper month kind of thing, show a few things I picked up today. Both of them made by Zippo. Got the Typhoon matches there. These things are awesome, boys and girls. If you ain't had a chance, pick some up. And found this little gadget here at Tractor Supply. Got the ferro rod scraper and the pocket bellows for, I think it was $16. It was worth picking up. Most of that stuff online is going to cost you that much or more, right? And it's just something to stick back for later on. Yeah, Dragonflies, yeah, I like the Zippo product myself. They've yet to let me down. Then another little gadget I picked up, which I thought was unusual, was a electrician's multi-tool, right? Kind of like your regular multi-tool, but it's got all the wire strippers and all that instead of the pliers. I do quite a bit of electrical work, so I figured it'd be nice to have in the pocket. All right, well, it's close enough. Let's get into the nice topic. I'm sure you've all seen Tater Joe's latest speech, right? It's kind of interesting. The color scheme, the stormtrooper effect with the Marines in the background. Yeah, Red Light Joe, Watchman, exactly. As soon as I seen it, kind of reminded me of a whole Star Wars kickback thing. Emperor Palpatine and his stormtroopers. Unfortunately, when Palpatine done that, it wasn't long after that he gave out the Order 66. I'm hoping Joe don't do something on the same lines. Magic, good to see you. Which, unfortunately, I think he got the desired effect that he wanted. I've seen several people calling it a declaration of war. And we ain't ready to go that route yet, folks. But with everything that he used, the symbolism and all that jazz, that you can look back into the early 30s and it's straight from the playbook from another notorious leader. Just before things got real ugly, exactly off the wall. And that he done. There's been several militia groups that's up in arms already. Actually seen a guy on this platform standing with full gear, loaded weapon, preaching that it was a declaration of war on the Republicans. which it might have been. I'm not saying it is or it ain't. I'm afraid he's going to get the effect that he wanted. Uh, Never in my life have I ever seen a president use that kind of representation or lighting in any speech, let alone have Marines standing back close behind. That's just showing force, right? It's like, hey, look here, I got my bulldogs. Some would agree, Magic. Yeah, same there too, Ship Kicker. A lot of people are saying that it had a satanistic flair. Uh, he apparently lit a lot of fuses off the wall. No joke. Like I said, I've seen several different platforms promoting that very thing. It's not. Well, he's earned a new title for that, right? The new division in chief. You know, and everything he said ain't been nothing but a lie. Oh, I'm gonna unite the country, right? He ain't done nothing more but drive the wedge deeper. But the similarities, right, Watchman? The similarities in the playbook he's using now than was floating around in the early 30s, 40s. It's scaringly similar. And unfortunately, right off the wall, uh, a lot of people caught on to that. It's made a lot of people nervous. And like I said, I know that several of the militia groups are ready to lock and load. And like I said, we're not ready for that, folks. We don't need that right now. Some will say we do. I will have to disagree. Uh, Anybody that's ever seen it go that far, that's another valid point too off the wall. The backwards flag. Uh, some are stating that that's like Joe has turned his back on the American people, is what that was supposed to symbolize. I know if it's upside down, it's a symbol of distress. So until I see it flew upside down, I'm going to stand firm. But good evening, Loretta. I believe many wish they could, Watchman. It's going to come to a boiling point very quick, boys and girls. And if Joe keeps doing tricks like that, it's going to happen a lot sooner than what people may think. Which I forgot the exact terminology, but if he can get one side or the other to kick off a little bit, he can get the whole Marshall Mathers thing going, and they don't have to worry about too many ballots coming in this November or 2024. Many feel that that's the way he's going. He's got the position of power. Now he ain't going to cut it loose, right? Right off the wall. See, that's, and everybody don't need to forget what his predecessor done, Mr. Obama. That little piece of legislation he snuck in saying that during times of civil unrest, NATO can work on American soil. Then ain't it funny how we've got a NATO base on American soil now? Something that's never happened before. they're planning. They're planning to kick it off, boys and girls. And I don't know exact timeline, but if you don't see what's coming, you better talk to Stevie Wonder. He can fill you in. It's not a bad idea, Magic, but we'd have to kidnap old Billy Gates' bank account to do something like that. But yeah, the whole Independence Hall red lighting. Yeah, I caught that video off the wall. That song did drive it home. Guns coast to coast. Yeah, a lot of us is going to need a cape. But look what old Joe's been saying since the whole 2A argument got started. You know, you're going to have F-15s if you're going to fight with me, kind of thing. That's not exact wording, but it's all led up gradually, you know, bit by bit till the whole Independence Hall speech, you know, the doom and gloom, shaking the fist and, you know, acting like Hitler Jr. Yeah. And unfortunately, Magic Prepper out. Yeah, well, that'll work. As long as we can get a bunk, right? Boys and girls, they're going to single us out. And I'm going to go ahead and throw this comment out there. And hopefully that my job ain't listening. Certain packages, like large ammo orders, have been being flagged for the last 6 months. So if you're still ordering online, small orders, boys and girls, 150 or less rounds. They're not too worried about them because you're still hunting, right? Your 500,000 round orders, they're getting a red flag put on them. So be careful on what you order. And that's going to come into the whole new digital currency that Joe's pushing so hard so he can watch everything. That's right, off the wall. Over 16,000 ammo packages. Not only will they make them disappear, but they put your name with a little red dot on a computer. They want to know why you're ordering so much, right? And everybody on here knows where I work, so keep that in mind, boys and girls. We might call it a nice list off the wall, but they're calling it the naughty list. The thing with what he said in his speech, not just the new look, but he basically condemned conservatives and Republicans. At that point, he should have been pulled off stage and put in handcuffs. If anybody knows your Constitution and the vows they've took to protect and what they can be charged for, should know that. Right now, I don't know what the holdup is, but the whole group should be charged. Well, the word I would choose off the wall is, it rhymes with well, but they've all broken their vows of office. We all know it. They know it. but nothing's being done about it. Uh, if something ain't done politically soon, it will flare up. Uh, we need to keep that fact in mind. There's no getting around it. Everybody keeps thinking that in November and in 2024 we can sign that little piece of paper and get rid of our headache. The headache's here to stay, folks. If you don't stand up and do something now, it's just going to get worse. I generally not to get real political, but it's time, folks. In December is when they're supposed to push this new digital currency crap. How well you think that's going to go over? Right in the middle of winter. Boys and girls, most of the people in my general area didn't know how to use a smartphone until their grandchildren showed them how. Right? But now we're going to have to show a bunch of them how to use a new way to buy things. And that is true too, off the wall. And who's to say if you go to buy a box of ammo at your local gun store, no, okay, well, I don't get none this month. We shut his funds down. For something as simple as this video right here, something you say, or something you put online, or something they've heard over a phone call. Don't forget, boys and girls, they're still watching text messages, emails, anything and everything you say. They're watching every bit of it. They know more about you than your best friend does at this point. And is this the freedom that we're supposed to have as Americans? That's another good point, Dragonflies. Personally, I don't have a laptop. The missus and the kids, I've got 2 or 3, but this is as far as I want to go. Because if I'm driving down the road and see shit kick off, this is flying out the window. That's as far as they're going to track my trip. And people believe that, well, I'll just pull my SIM card, throw it out. No, as long as the battery's still in that phone, it will emit a signal. It's not just the SIM card, it's also the phone. So you got to get rid of the whole package if you're not wanting tracked. Get back to the main topic. If everybody don't want to see that dark winter, it's time to express your opinion. Time to get your voice out there. A lot of us have sat back, let a lot of other people do the talking. There's not enough voices. It's time for everybody to know how we feel. I ain't calling for violence or anything in that nature. That's going to come soon enough on its own. And really, with the way Joe and Kamala and their little bunch is going with this, and everything that's been going on in other countries. Anybody see what the new prime minister to be is using to get her platform? Many of us have guns coast to coast, but people aren't waking up just yet. But the more people that express their opinion, the more people will listen. Uh, like I said, where they're taking this, and the new prime minister to be threatening to push that nuclear button. Has anybody else heard that? Yeah, that's how she's bragging to get her seat in Parliament. So not only do we have our government acting like idiots, others are doing the same, making big brags that, let's just say their mouth are writing checks, their ass can't cash. But I can understand where many people in our country would take what Joe said as a threat. But a lot of people thinks he's still too incompetent to pull it off. It don't matter at that point, boys and girls. Once he gives the order, they're going to pull it off. And let's put it this way: if Trump would have given that speech, they'd have been 50 Marines stormed that stage and pulled him off there, and he'd been in Gitmo by now. Who agrees with that? And don't get me wrong, I ain't no Trump fan. Never was. Wear it out off the wall. Even in Southern Prepper 3. Yeah, anybody out there, feel free to drop your links. If you know another good channel out there that's spreading the message, drop the link. We got to get the word out there. It's time to quit being in the shadows. I know that can be a tricky stance to pull, but we got to get the voices out there. That's exactly right, Guns Coast to Coast. There was a double standard. The Zippo pack was at Tractor Supply, and the Zippo matches were at Wally Mart, unfortunately. But that's about the only two big stores I have in my little one horse town, except for Dollar General, and they don't do prepping supplies. But yeah, that'd be either one of those would be a great gift for anybody prepper related for the holidays. You know, a little cheap fire starter kit. Mr. Wick, nice to see you, sir. But yeah, mods, if you've got any links to anybody out there with good channels, go ahead, throw the links down. Share your own links, which I believe about everybody that subbed to me, subbed to you guys anyway. It's become a pretty tight knit community on here, which is a good thing. Uh, Actually, I've been thinking about this, and it's really struck me a little more since the whole Emperor Palpatine speech. There's enough of us nationwide. We should be able to get a picture, get a video of anything that's happening. I know a lot of us have 9 to 5s or 7 to 11s, what shift we may work, but there's a lot of stuff getting slid by that ain't getting attention the way it should be. You know, like all these food processing plants. Where's the security tape on that, right? Uh, we're seeing videos of sick shit, like the woman on the subway. But we can't get a video of who's starting a fire in a food plant. This ain't the world we grew up in, folks. We need to get it back. Because I really don't want my grandkids growing up in a hellhole like we're living in now, where cops are the enemy, where down home religious values are looked upon in a bad way. You know, where good guys are the bad guys and all that. No, this ain't the country we grew up in. And we've sat back and let Taterhead and Kamala Ho and all their buddies and their puppet masters bring us to where we are today. No, dragonflies, it ain't nothing like the old days. I remember going to bed and leaving my door unlocked. Didn't have to worry about it. Now I have a deadbolt, a crossbar, and a Taurus judge on my nightstand. And that's just so I can get to my AR in the corner, right? Because you never know what's going to happen. Who's going to kick in a window? Who's going to jerk your door open? Thanks, Southern Prepper. Those names have been floating around for a minute, though. But we've never seen our country in this manner of disgrace. It's not our fault. Well, maybe it is, in a way. Because we've got lax. We let the dogs off the leash. We've let them have too much power. Afternoon, farmer son. They forgot who they're supposed to work for. Not the elites. Not the millionaires. Or trillionaires. Or Schwab. Yes, Prepper Camper. I touched on that earlier. They're saying December, what is it, NFED or something like that, the new name of it, because they had to change the wording on what it was because it had control in there, and they didn't want that word in there because they don't want people to realize what's going down. That the government is trying to turn into a dictatorship. Appreciate that, farmer son. Boys and girls, when you can't order what you want to order, when you can't go and buy what you want to buy, you're not free. And they're not going to wake up until that happens. When they go to the store and their card is denied because they emailed their brother in California saying, I don't like this guy. Right? Or they leave a comment on YouTube on somebody's video. Their card gets denied. They can't get no food that month. That's how they're going to control the American people. That's about all I got tonight, folks. Yeah, just a little short, quick live. Just wanted to get everybody's opinion and kind of get the word out there what some of these guys are talking in the background. Many of the militia groups have considered that a threat. Some have called it a declaration of war on the American people. So just look for it to get worse between now and November. And we'll probably see a lot more ugly speeches from Tater Joe, because he's not going to stop until he gets it to kick off. That way they can have their little buddy Marshall stop in. Right. All right, boys and girls. Got any questions out there? We'll go ahead and open the floor up to a few questions. That's right. If everybody don't know it, they need to subscribe to Southern Prepper 3. He's giving a nice gift away Friday. That is Friday, right? Southern Prepper, yep, Friday on his channel. Check him out. He's got a lot of down-to-earth info. Check out all my mods on here. They all have great channels. Actually, they got a lot bigger channel than I have, and really probably a lot better information most of the time. That's right, strength in numbers, but there's still a lot of people asleep. That's why I say we're not ready for it. If we could get everybody to stand, we won't need to fire a bullet. The sheer numbers would be enough to let them know this ain't going to work. Unfortunately, they've got enough people pissed off. I appreciate that off the wall. They've got enough people pissed off right now, and with the everybody feeling that they have declared war on them, we're going to see some crazy shit pop up. Like I said, I've seen. That's one reason why I put this video off as long as I did, so I could catch a few reactions to the video to see where it was taking the crowd. Thanks, Southern Prepper 3. And nobody liked his speech a whole lot. And some people really didn't like his speech. So, yeah, it's just going to get worse until we do take a stand and hold that line, like Off the Wall said. And we're going to have to quit backing off of that line. You know, many people have said that we drew that line in the sand. Well, they'll punch us and we get back up, then we draw that other line, right? We just keep giving and giving. Well, it's time to fortify. I'm at the point I agree with you, Southern Prepper 3. He wants it. Just like he pushed for the whole Ukraine deal. I mean, we're giving billions to fund that war over there. Why? We don't have to be over there in that mess. We could use that money here. Boost our economy instead of weaken it. Right? But there's still some secrets that's uncovered yet. And the word is that Russia has got their hands on those secrets. And they're going to go to the United Nations. And I'm still waiting to see that info come to light. And I don't believe we're going to be the most liked people on the planet anymore when that comes out. Right, Mr. Wick? We could have took half that money and put every one of our veterans in a nice house. Bought them a nice car. But we got to send not only money, but our munitions, our firepower, further weakening our military to support another country. And we've been asked nicely. Then it's got to the point we've been told, stop. They're tired of it. We're not going to take Joe's shit anymore. So not only is Southern Purposefree, you probably will trust Pinball's information. He's not big on bullshit. So what he puts out, you can pretty well count on what he says. Uh, that's right. Off the wall, pick them up, get them a house. And Dragonflies, yeah, our military is a joke right now. The whole, here's my card, you hurt my feelings. No. They just slap that down their throat, grab them by the back of the head, and make them do 100 push ups and run till they puke. That's how they done it in a day, right? You mouth off to a gunny or a drill instructor. Uh, yeah, Watchman, he tries to protect his channel. But like I said, Pinball puts out some good stuff. And really, anymore, see, I'm small enough channel, I can cut loose. You know, they don't really squeeze me too hard, right? Now you take Off the Wall, Pinball, the bigger channels. Yeah, they got to watch how they play the game. They got to protect their channel. Me, I'm cut loose. That's why I like my channel just the way it is. A few good friends, express my opinion, and let it go. Why not, Watchmen? There's trans high on the list anyway. Unfortunately, that's a lot of trans run to the military for the medical. You know, a lot of these doctors out here, a lot of these surgeries are still new and upcoming. So they have to have a lot of problems maintained over the years. So the best way to do that is hit the military. Let them pay it, which comes out of our pocket. All right, Magic, stay safe. Who's still at large, Watchman? A little root beer for the live chat tonight. I believe most of us do Off the Wall, but there's just times you got to be an asshole because the nice guy don't get no attention, right? An asshole don't care to stand his ground. But we got any questions out there tonight? Go ahead and let them fly. We're about 40 minutes in. Let you test OKY's bean here a little bit. Are there 300 of them? I figured there'd be more than that by now with the he, she's, it's, them's, they, and don't call me him, I'm a Bubba. Don't call me her, but I'm Cindy Lou Who, right? Well, all right, boys and girls. I guess we'll call it there for tonight. And like I said, I just wanted to get that little bit out there. Good to see you, Rip Curl. Our government's taking us in bad directions, folks. It's no secret, no surprise. But the whole little Emperor's New Look thing, that didn't sit well with Manny. Then what he said in the speech pissed off a lot. So stay aware, boys and girls. When you're out in public, if you're out in big crowds, Here's a YouTube no, but don't leave home without that, right? Uh, at least that, or even a couple of these, right? Because not only are they getting rid of our local boys, they've got their hands tied with legislature to where they don't want to step in and help. And it's all part of their plan. It's all coming out of a 1930s, 1940s playbook. Go back, look through your history books, boys and girls. You'll see what I'm saying. None of this is original. Even the symbolism used in the emperor's new speech. It's all in the playbooks. But boys and girls, like I said, you go out in public, take your toys, don't get caught with your pants down. Stay alert. Stay out of these things here, and watch for these. Empty hands mean no weapons, right? All right, boys and girls, we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe.